Hi, Stuart Barn here, and in this video we are introducing the minor pentatonic scale CAGED shape 3. CAGED shape 3 is not one of the most popular shapes for the minor pentatonic scale, but it is still well worth learning, partly because then when you have all 5 shapes learned, you can then join up the whole fretboard to play seamlessly, but also because each of the 5 shapes presents different opportunities. Some phrases spring forth more organically from certain shapes than others. So you can't help but play slightly differently in each one. So, just like before, we're going to do this playing over an A minor chord. So the A minor pentatonic scale, shape 3, played over an A minor chord. This is what it looks like. I'll put a link to this scale shape, which is on my website, in the notes below. Get it on screen or print it off if that's preferable. The root note, or the lowest root note, is this one. So that's the A string, and it's of the 2 notes on the A string, it's the one nearest to the bridge. If you needed to play the B minor pentatonic scale, then just like a bar chord, you'd have to move the whole thing along so that that finger is on the B note. The A string, fret 14, is a B. So this is B minor pentatonic. This is A minor pentatonic. Okay, so as with the previous 2 shapes, my suggestion is for stage 1 in your improvising, if this is a new shape, just get an A minor backing on. It could be a single chord, like I've put in my loop pedal, which I'll use in a second. Or you could program it in Band in a Box, or iReal Pro, or Session Band, one of those applications. So first of all, here it is, just so you can hear it in action. So it fits perfectly over an A minor. Let's now zoom in a little bit and pick out a couple of notes. There are 2 root notes, one here and one here. Just like with the other shapes we talked about, if you finish a phrase on the root note, it will tend to sound like a full stop at the end of a sentence. Some kind of musical closing off, or a temporary pause at least. So, being aware of where that root note is will help you improvise better. You can choose to wrap up a section of your improvising by finishing on the root note, or you can choose not to finish it off by ending on a non-root note. Let's just quickly demonstrate that. So hopefully you can hear the 4th phrase there where I finished on the root note. It kind of closed things off. It was a fairly conclusive reply to the previous 3 musical statements. Okay, so try that. If you want to zoom in a little more, let's visualize the actual chord fully, the A minor chord that occupies this region of the fretboard. Now, unfortunately for us, it's a nasty little shape, is this. So that's 4th finger on fret 12 on the A string, middle finger on fret 10 on the D string, 1st finger on fret 9 on the G string, and the 3rd finger on fret 10 on the B string. Now, it's not that we really want to play this chord shape, who does? We just want to visualize it. So, now when I play, or when you play, you can think about whether you're playing a chord tone, one of the notes in the chord. As we mentioned with the previous 2 shapes, playing chord tones produces a very compatible sound. You are effectively just reproducing notes that you can already hear in the chord, so there's nothing new being introduced, harmonically anyway. When you play a non-chord tone, such as this or this, that has an effect. That creates some degree of tension rubbing against the chord that you're listening to, the A minor. And again, just being aware of when you are or are not playing chord tones will allow you to improvise better. It can't help but help you. So, quick demonstration of that. Listen out for when I do or don't play chord tones. Okay, so hopefully you could hear a couple of places there. I was kind of labouring the point by repeatedly focusing on non-chord tones. As I say, it will help you. The more aware you can be of when you are or are not playing chord tones, the better. Okay, so that is your introduction to the A minor pentatonic scale CAGED shape 3. Get in your practice regime, clock up some time using it, try and think about the things that we've introduced in this video, and occasionally move the key around. Put in a D minor chord and then use the D minor pentatonic scale K shape 3. Same shape, just position it on a D. As usual, I hope you found the video helpful. Please give it a thumbs up if you did and click subscribe so I can send you more. See you in the next video.